Hi. Are you a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced weightlifter and have not really an idea of which routine is best? Hopefully this helps you out. So when it comes to working out, there are 3 essential ways to train the system and the body. Now, basically, it comes down to how are you structuring your sets and your weight and your reps in order to maximize your efficiency in the workout. Now, it depends on what your goal is. If you're wanting strength or endurance, depends on how you approach this decision. But each of these different training styles does have its own benefits. It also has its own disadvantages. So we're going to cover those in this video. The first training style is the pyramid style or the pyramid scheme. The main essence of it is you start out with your lowest weight first, with your highest amount of reps, and as you go up, you start to increase the weight and lower the reps. So it's essentially a pyramid, right? So you got your highest amount of reps, and you go up to your middle amount, and then your maximum amount of weight and your lowest amount of reps. So this is really good for more of an intermediate or advanced style of training, just because it's essentially you're moving the weight around and you're continuously increasing the weight and it's getting harder to lift. But a lot of people do start out learning this way because it's natural. It's like, let me start out by warming up with a certain amount of weight, and then as I go throughout this set or these sets, I will increase the weight and increase the workload. Now, the drawback to this is you've really got all of your energy is already expended by the last set. So you're really trying to push yourself in order to finish the last few reps of the last set, but you're already at a disadvantage because you're already kind of tired. The only reason that you should be doing a build up is if you're warming up to get to the first set, which is a bit more strenuous on your body. But the advantages of the pyramid are it's a good build up for strength, and it could potentially be for endurance as well, but more or less on the focus of strength. It's a good mental barrier that you can get over as far as your workout, which will translate into your life. What I mean by that is if you have a workout and you know that it's only going to get harder as the sets progress, you're going to have to dig deep and mentally overcome that barrier. So when you're bench pressing, 135 pounds for 10 reps, you're going to go up to 100 and let's say 60 pounds for 8 reps, and then you go down to 6 reps of 185, and then you max out with 225 pounds of 4 reps, which is a big jump, but that's kind of an example. Now, the next style is the straight sets. Now, most people probably do this one because it's essentially the easiest one to grasp as far as how you structure your training. And all that really means is you put on a specific amount of weight and you do that for all your sets. So for example, I would do 225 pounds for 3 sets of 8 reps. Now, it's very simple, very easy, and it does a couple things. The good part of it is it's very easy to understand, and you can get consistent progress as you go because you know that you did 225 pounds of 8 reps last time. The next time you can do 235 pounds of 8 reps and see how that feels based on the last exercise session that you had. It's very scalable and it's very easy to understand again, very consistent as well. It's also a really good way to get in at the gym and get out without really any issue as far as moving the weights and changing them all the time. It's really just do your 3 or 4 sets of however many you do and then get out of there, and then you move on to the next exercise. Another reason why it would be a good one to do is you can really focus on one specific reason for working out. So for most people, athletes, for example, they might want more of a competitive power style, or more cross-country athletes or track runners are going to want maybe more of an endurance. Depends on the way or the reason why you're trying to exercise. So for some people that want to do power, they might do 4 sets of 6 reps, pretty heavy weight, or even more like a power lifter, maybe 5 sets of 3 reps something that really challenges your body, but you only do a specific amount of reps in like the lower rep category that is a higher weight that really challenges your muscles. On the flip side, obviously you might have someone that does 3 to 4 sets of 12 reps or even 15 or maybe even 20, so that you're really pushing your like hypertrophy aspect of the workout. But again, straight sets are very easy to understand and conceptualize and practice. But there's one type of training that I actually like the most, and that would be the reverse pyramid training. Now, the reason for this is, let's just get into what exactly it is. It's you start out with your heaviest weight and your lowest reps, and as you go up, you're actually lowering the weight and increasing the reps so that you're kind of maximizing your fatigue or your lactic acid, so that by the end of the workout, you have now challenged your muscles consistently throughout, so that you're not having to do, let's say in a straight set, you do 3 sets of 8 of a specific weight. The first set, you did them all perfectly, you had no problem. By the second set, you may have failed in the last rep. So now you've done 3 sets of 7, but you have to make up for it. So you probably do another 8 rep there. And then by the third set, you only get to 6. So you're really, I would say, cutting yourself short as far as like your efficiency goes, because personally, even if I did 3 sets of 6, I'm still gonna get my last 2 reps. But some people will cut it short at 6 and say, okay, that's all I did, but that's it. But with the reverse pyramid training, you're starting out at your heaviest weight. You're really like getting that momentum and shock in. You're shocking your muscles after a good warm up, and you're starting off with like your heaviest amount, so that the next set is a little lighter, but you're still evening it out to where it's still the same workload, if you can imagine that. Okay, so the best way I can explain it is, let's say you were doing 100-pound bench press for 6 reps, okay? Now that's the first set. Now the second set is gonna be lower weight, let's say 75 pounds for 8 reps. Now if you multiply 100 by 6, that's 600, 75 by 8 is also 600. Hopefully I did my math right. Now the point is, you're doing less weight, but you're also doing more reps. So it ends up evening it out to where you're still doing the exact same workload, even though you're fatigued. So by the end of it, you are now equaling the amount of workload, but in a lower weight, higher rep fashion. So you're building endurance toward the later end of the sets. Because personally, I don't really think it makes a lot of sense to be completely tired and then do your heaviest set at the very like you would in a pyramid. Now, there are people out there that love it, and that's fine. As far as a mental aspect goes, it's great to have like the last set be your hardest one and like really gear down and like go for it. But for the reverse pyramid, it makes the workout a lot more efficient as far as like mentally, because I know that my first set was my hardest as far as the weight goes. The next set is going to be just as hard, but it'll be a lighter weight. So in my own head, I'm like, okay, cool, lighter weight, let's go get it, let's attack it. And by the end of the set, I put in the exact same amount of work. It's just lighter weight. So mentally, I think I did an easier lift, but in reality, it's the exact same amount of weight. So by the last set, you're doing the most amount of reps with the lowest amount of weight, so that your workload is eventually going to be better overall as far as efficiency goes, because you are mentally attacking each one and you're not like cutting yourself short of a rep or 2. Hopefully I explained that right. But overall, they all have their pros and cons. Basically with reverse pyramid, they all have their pros and cons, and there is no best way to do the exercise. But all in all, if you can do any of them, you're gonna do better than someone that does nothing. So 50% of anything is better than 100% of nothing, right? Overall, this was a video that kind of overviews everything. If you guys do want to know what stretching material I use or books that I read in order to like kind of help me in the aspect of like business or working out or just being in shape and holding myself in shape better so that I don't have to cramp up all the time like an old man, there are some links in the description below that you guys can check out. But please like, comment, and subscribe. It does allow us to grow this channel faster so that you guys can share this with more people that you know that would like to see these kind of videos as well. So we can provide a bigger impact to those around you and provide a bigger and more positive community. So thank you again for watching. Hopefully we get these gains together, and let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to see next so we can make those for you. Thank you. Have a good one.